So the question is, how do you know what kind of equipment you need to do whatever it is you're going to do? I've been asked this a few times by a few people, and I guess my response is pretty easy. It's, well, how do you know what kind of vehicle you're going to buy? Well, you know what kind of vehicle you're going to buy because you've got to know, well, am I in construction? Well, I'm going to need a truck. I'm going to need something that I can haul my stuff around in. If I'm not in construction, if I'm working at a office building, all I need is transportation to and from office, generally speaking, usually. So you want to store hay. What kind of building do I need to store hay? Well, depends on how many bales you're going to put up. If you have a couple horses, you need enough building space to house enough hay for the winter for them. When I built the building, this is a 43 by 63 Cleary building, and when I was looking to build this building, it came to my mind, it's like, okay, what do I need it for? What am I going to use it for? Well, I'm going to store hay equipment in there. I'm going to store hay in there. I'm going to store whatever. Well, at that time, I wasn't putting up the amount of hay that I am now. I also really didn't think it through enough because I don't want my hay sitting in with my equipment. God forbid something were to happen. Just don't want those two in the same building. Well, talking with the salesperson and stuff, I thought this would be big enough. Turns out it's a great building. I love the size, but it could have been bigger. Just like my hay shed sticking up over there. That could have been bigger too. I built that one. It holds the amount of hay that I have. I don't have a lot of extra room in it. This year I was right to the doors. So now back to the original question on how big and what kind of equipment I need. So when I was looking at buying a tractor, I knew I wanted a John Deere. I knew I wanted a John Deere because the dealers around me, I have 3-4 dealers around me that I can get parts for. And this was kind of, right before 2000. So you didn't really have the internet. You had it, but it wasn't like it is today where you can buy a lot of stuff online and get it here faster and you can go to the dealer and get it. But when I was looking around, I went to a couple dealerships. I found tractor had to have a certain amount of horsepower. So I bought a tractor that had 65-70 horsepower. That was a 30-20 gas. Now, looking back, now I wish I had bought a diesel. My dad has a Massey Ferguson 1180. You've seen it on the videos. It's a 55 horsepower tractor. Has the front wheel assist. It's a really nice tractor. It's diesel. The amount of gas that it takes to do the same amount of hay is a quarter of the fuel that it takes to put in the John Deere. Am I unhappy with it? No, I like my John Deere tractor. I would have gotten a diesel. If I'd have known then what I know now, I would have gotten a diesel tractor. Same with skid loader. Comes to mind, it's like, well, I'd like to have a way to move dirt, stuff like that. Okay, I'll get a loader for my tractor. I had a buddy that had one. I ran it. It seemed really slow. I've ran skid steers before. I'd rented this particular model, which is an 1840. And an 1840, 1845, they were big enough to where you could dig a basement. Yes, it would be very slow to dig a basement with the 1840. But when I bought that, I knew that I wasn't going to be building a basement because I already had my house built. But I knew that I would be moving dirt, digging holes, filling in ravines. And this is a 65 horsepower skid steer, and it does everything that I've ever wanted it to do. So I bought the skid steer. Do I wish I had a bigger one? Of course. So I guess to tell you, you know, what you need as a tractor is going to be up to you and what you're going to use it for. I will tell you this, that I don't think you can ever buy too much, and I want to say that with the caveat of, yeah, you don't need a 250 horse tractor to do what I do here, but a 65, 70 horse tractor is very suitable for what I do. I wouldn't mind having about an 85 horsepower diesel, like a 4020. That would probably just suit me really well. I kind of weigh what you want to do, and I know you can't see ahead on what you're going to do, but it's just like I said, it's just like buying a building. You know, this is a nice sized building. It holds everything that I have. I find a way to tuck stuff in, and I still have a little room here to play, and if I have to, I can stick the Chevy out in the driveway and work in here. But yeah, I could have liked to have a little bigger building. So it really doesn't answer the question on how much you need, but you do need to weigh these factors in deciding what kind of tractor, what kind of baler, what kind of anything that you buy that you're going to want to use it for. And I'll tell you, you buy something and you're always gonna, like, okay, skid loader is a good example. I bought the skid loader, never even thought of the fact that eventually I might want attachments for it, want auxiliary hydraulics. My skid steer does not have auxiliary hydraulics. It would be nice to have. However, I have a tractor, and most of the auxiliary stuff that I would have used on the skid steer, like post hole digger, brush hog, that kind of stuff, I have for my tractor. So anyway, I hope that may help somebody somewhere out there on deciding, you know, what kind of equipment they'd like to have and where they'd like to start at. Take those things that I've mentioned into consideration. Write down on paper what you want to do, how you want to do it. You can talk to dealers, ask them what kind of horsepower it takes to do this or that or whatever. Like I said, you know, my skid loader, it would dig a basement. It would be very slow, but I could do it and I own it. So anyway, hope you guys like these videos. If you do, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, share with your enemies and friends, and always welcome to leave comments. Talk to you later. Bye.